will there be any trustees appointed to this particular group that's working together to make this happen? Right now, there's no trustees sitting on this committee.
I believe Trustee Clark is part of the steering committee. Yeah.
My apologies, you got Trustee Clark hiding in there.
You want to answer? Other questions or comments? Trustee Fulford.
Thank you. As a new trustee, I'm very impressed with the staff's dedication and hard work in regards to putting this report together and answering, I think, my difficult questions, because I think I was the biggest critic at the meeting asking the most questions. So I believe all my questions were answered to my satisfaction. And I happen to share with Sue Barnett's comments and questions as well from some of my residents that aren't totally in favor, but I happen to support this program 100%, and I'll ask for a recorded vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Fulford. Is there anyone else that has questions or comments? Trustee Bradley.
I, for one, cannot support the motion as written. More of a philosophical difference, not that I don't support children in need, children in poverty. I mean, that's another good statement. Who cannot support helping our neediest? However, I feel in my own mind there are different ways of getting at this, and I don't think by segregating students in one area, although I've seen all the stats and I've seen all the figures, but a wise man once said to me a long time ago, you can spin stats and figures either support or not support whatever you're looking at. I would rather see that money, as mentioned earlier, perhaps by a comment by Trustee Barnett from a parent, that this money be placed in our schools.
Bravo.
And I'd like to see more support given to our we have all these figures and all these stats here. We know where these children are. We should be able to take this money and support our schools in each of their own home communities to help out these students. So in my case, it's more of a philosophical, not that I don't support the concept, but I don't support the motion as written.
Thank you, Trustee Brandon. Anyone else? Is there anyone that hasn't spoken yet that would like to speak up? Trustee Fast first, then Trustee Scott.
I have a statement and not a question. I do not currently support the Dsbn Academy. My hope would be that after 14 days of gathering public commentary, that a clearer vision for educating lower income children will surface. I favor the development of children within their community, that the solutions offered within the report can be acted upon in the existing schools. The organization of a uniform student body will remove income differences at our schools.
Thank you, Trustee Fast. Trustee Scott.
Mine is more of a comment too. First of all, I have to give kudos to Tom Reynolds. He took the time to meet with me. I too was very skeptical of this. I've been a lobbyist for poverty for about 20 years now, executive director of Community Care West Niagara, not affiliated with St. Catharines. The other day, I was kind of back and forth with this until I realized, first of all, this was just brought to me probably about 6 months ago before I had any information. And then I realized, this has been going on for about 2 years, back and forth with delegations with this. So I sat down in my office and about, we have over 1,000 families registered at West Niagara. The first 15 families that came in with children, I had them sit in my office and I asked them a few questions. I didn't go into detail. And every one of those families sat there and I said, if we could take Sarah, who's in grade 8, who's right now going through a lot of issues because she doesn't have, the clothing, she doesn't have that, she can't go on the school trips. I mean, she does between our help and through the Dsbn. I said, if we could give her this opportunity, I tell you, there was almost a tear in Sarah's eyes and the mother's eyes. And I'm not here to pull your heartstrings, but I tell you, working with these people, it's not to take them out and stigmatize them, but it's to give hope to all. I have heard it over and over again. I've heard it at Queen's Park. There's a book that came out called Persistent Poverty. And 10 of our families that I interviewed through ISARC out of Toronto, our family sat there, and it's all about the children. And I've been about breaking the cycle, offering every program there is to every mom, every dad that comes in. Finally, I realized, you know what? Little Johnny comes in when he's 2 years old. He comes in when he's 18 and says, hi, Mrs. Scott. We're not breaking the cycle of poverty. And if we can give this opportunity to these children and give hope to others, and again, it's been reiterated, we're not taking away from the other public schools, because I will not let that happen in my area. And I know the trustees here, they won't let that happen either to our schools. But I've seen the stats from the region. Friday I was there all day. There's over 100,000 people living that are at home at risk. 30% of their income are going towards housing costs. Our families are moving 3 to 5 times a year. We put them in a stable school. I know it's not lots. We're not going to forget about them. I have 1,000 children. I'm not going to turn my back on the ones that don't get accepted. But you know what? There's hope for all. And you know what? If we can touch a few and give them hope and reach out to the other ones in our school, then I say let's go for it.
Thank you, Trustee Scott. And would anyone else like to comment? Trustee Clark.
That's a tough act to follow, Cheryl. and you know, Cheryl's comments are so apropos because she works with these people all the time. But and this is one of the most exciting things that I think has happened in our board in the time that I've been on the board. A new way, a new strategy for helping kids that are living in poverty. And it's not a one-size-fits-all. This isn't for every kid living in poverty, and nor is it the kids do get extra help in our schools and will continue to get extra help in our schools, the ones that are going to the academy. But it's a new strategy that hasn't been tried here, although I've seen the results of the fact that it's been tried in the States, and it's working there. If it's working there, and if you could see the children that come to those schools from gang areas and very, very difficult areas, and they come to school and they feel good about themselves and they're proud of the fact that they're going to this school and they're doing well and they have uniforms and they're special. First time for many of these kids in their whole lives that they've been special. So I think that nobody's going to thank us for delivering this program. These people often don't have a voice to come and thank us. Yes, I recognize that we'll be criticized by some people in the community for trying. But it's the right thing to do for kids. And 6 years from now, we may not all be on the board, but 6 years from now, when these first 75 kids graduate and go on to college or university, we're all going to want to be there. And we're all going to be pretty proud of the fact that for 75 kids in that particular year, this program has made a difference. So I will certainly be supporting it.
Thank you, Trustee Clark. Trustee Shambo first, and I'll give the last word to Trustee Barnett, then I'll call the question. Trustee Shambo.
I would like to say thank you to those who put this together and thought and dreamed up to begin with, because I think it's an amazing opportunity to help a group of people that otherwise would be left in the background. My experience is youth work and working in a community. One of the strongest things that anybody can do is to take a child from his peers that would be a negative influence and put them in a positive influence to make a difference in their life. I've seen it work. I've seen it happen. I've been excited to watch that happen. And this is a different magnitude, a larger magnitude. And I can see people in my area who otherwise their parents would say have no hope. Having parents who A, have hope, therefore will promote their children to do it. Secondly, children with hope in a school that has hope for them. I'm 100% in favor of it. I'm excited to be part of a board that thinks that way.
Thank you, Trustee Shambo. Trustee Barnett.
I'm glad I get the last word. I am so excited about this program Cheryl and Dave and myself all work in programs where we give lots of hands out. This time we're going to give them a hand up. We're going to lead them forward. And I think particularly of foster children who get moved around the region. If these kids are in this program at this school, they have continuity. They have a school that they belong to and go to and have a chance for the future. We truly are doing something unique that could break that cycle of poverty forever. And I applaud those who came up with this program.
Thank you, Trustee Burnett. And Trustee Fulford requests a recorded vote. So I'll start to my left with Vice Chair Robinson. In favor or not? In favor. Trustee Barnett. In favor. Trustee Clark. In favor. Trustee Scott. Trustee Ness.
In favor.
Trustee Fast.
Not in favor.
Opposed. Trustee Schnabel.
In favor.
Trustee Fulford.
In favor?
Trustee Campbell.
In favor.
Trustee Bradley.
Opposed?
Opposed. And myself, I'm in favor. So that motion passes. Thank you very much for your, it was nice to see some dialogue around this. We did, if anyone was at the meeting, there was 8 of 11 trustees, and it was well vetted at that committee level. And congratulations to our team.